So good afternoon, everybody. So I think that you're all here to tune in to the Kasih shaving campaign event. So on today, we actually managed to get two very busy people, but very dedicated in palliative care, Dato Dr. Goh and also Dr. Siow to be with us today. So we'll be just having a heart-to-heart talk regards to palliative care in Malaysia. First, we have Dr. Goh Pik here, who's the president of the Kasih Hospice or Kasih Foundation for more than 20 years, and also Dr. Siow here, who is a very dedicated doctor in Kasih Hospice as well. First, I would like to ask one of the questions that most of us would actually have an idea or thought about it before. We know that medical care is actually very costly, and obviously during COVID-19 pandemic, it definitely affected palliative care as well. So, Dr. Goh, so how do you and your team actually sustain medical services when it comes to providing free healthcare to palliative care patients?
Thank you very much. Yeah, this is a very true situation we are facing. Medical hospice, providing community care hospice to the people in need of end-of-life care with professional doctors and nurses are costly. Besides, Kasih Hospice also giving free medicine and medical equipment. So understanding every year, for the last 20 years, we have been depending very heavily on community support through individual donors, corporates, as well as the Ministry of Health funding. So we sustain by, besides donation, we also do charity events such as our annual Kasih Hospice Charity Fair, where we have like a fun fair where a lot of people come bringing the food or items to be sold. So it is a very physically very intimate situation where people actually have to come in group and have fun. So when January, when we heard about this pandemic happening in China, so already some thoughts went among the director and the management of Kasih Hospice how to organize our annual fundraising event. So a lot of thoughts went in whether we do an e-commerce kind of thing or people order online, but it's not so easy. And when we're looking at our monthly donation, it's coming down. Corporate, less corporate donating and also individual. A lot of people are unsure what's going to happen during the pandemic and post-pandemic. The country is going to recession, people may lose their job. So as we are looking at the expenditure and donation that come in, we quickly, together with our manager, Catherine, she proposed the idea of this head shaving for palliative care. So when the idea came, the directors are very happy. Initially, she's the one who volunteered first to shave her own hair and get a few of her friends. Then after I started to think and then talk to Chih Peng, Dr. Siow, our medical director, maybe I will also want to volunteer. I say, I mean, I'm inspired by Catherine, who is a manager and willing, as a young lady with pretty hair. I'm quite an older lady with short hair. So I thought, why not I also join her to just shave hair, because hair can grow back, but funding is essential, and we are actually looking at the rate already. We are like taking out a fixed deposit to sustain the service. So after talking to Dr. Siow, I agreed. So after that, Dr. Siow herself also agreed to be part of this, and another director called Mr. Wong. So it get the momentum going and more volunteers come, and up to today we have about 20, and a few others are actually also want to join, and they are doing the head shaving themselves. So so I always feel that when the road is blocked, there's always other way to find, to eventually reach your target, reach your destination. Just that we have to be brave, have to think outside the box, and also a little sacrifice. As a person without hair is quite a challenge, can be a new experience, but to many, especially when you're a working person, going to work, people will think something wrong with you, or are you sick or something. But we understand. We are doing this not because of empathy to patients who lose their hair because of chemotherapy. People ask me, why is it so? We are doing this, it's a kind of calling to say that we want people to support a mission which is very meaningful, and losing something, part of your body is actually not that difficult if you are thinking about the intention is to help others. So hair is very important part of our body. Even money is important also for fundraising. So the other selfish reason is I thought just losing hair and can get people donate to this cause. It's quite simple, not like organizing the charity food fair. We actually have to find people to support us and then prepare the food and then a lot of promoting with the coupons. So this one is now talking to friends, and many friends are actually very generous and supporting. So that's how Kasih Hospice management thought this year we will cancel our Kasih Hospice charity fair and do this head shaving for palliative care as an alternative. Hopefully next year we'll go back to our COVID-19 no longer as a pandemic, and we can go back to usual.
I mean, if since this event has actually managed to garner a lot of donation, maybe we can actually do it as like a sub event next year as well.
We'll see how whether it will happen, because people usually want new things. Like, what do you think, Chih Peng?
Well, hopefully our hair grow back faster.
It will, yeah.
We will see, because usually people like to have some unique or different events for fundraising. Fair is different because there are many items people bring through new idea, new items to see. But we will see. But if every year same people, Chih Peng and I or Catherine, shave our hair, become not so exciting. I mean, people always like exciting.
So maybe I would like to ask Dr. Siow regarding this, because I've heard that back in January, even before WHO actually announced that COVID-19 is actually a pandemic, which led to our national government imposing MCO. Kasih Hospice have actually done something. You have already divided the teams into two and actually set up services just to prepare for what's to come in the future. So maybe you can explain about that.
Okay. Yeah. As you know, you probably know, our team is not big. So we have 2 doctors and 6 nurses. So it was kind of convenient to divide them into 2 smaller teams and to work separately. So in the event, unfortunately, if someone is exposed, we could still sort of manage to keep the service not interrupted. So that was the initial sort of like, of course, we did not know at that time how fast it was going to come or how serious it was going to be. So we were quite happy in a way that we were prepared for that. And it happened quite quickly after that.
At the same time, I've heard that in March, I think once they've already announced MCO and when the cases kept rising, there was actually PPE requests from the public so that there will be more PPE for like places who require more of these equipment, such as Hospital Selayang. Kasih Hospice actually contributed an amount of help and assistance in sewing them. So maybe you could like elaborate a bit to let everyone know about this.
Right, I think that time everyone know it was on the news. Almost every news is mentioning, talking about PPE and photograph of PPE. Selayang Hospital, where our volunteer has been involved for many years. So the department called up and they could think about volunteers to help to sew, and they could get the materials. And so we were given the samples, and we gathered quite a few. I think we have about sometime we had about 10 to about 15 volunteers, and we all got together. We looked at the sample, and we sort of draw out the templates, and we talked to the matron in charge, and we started stitching. Actually, before that, we were doing the face shields. Then the headgears, the simpler ones, before we move on to the gown.
How about like the face shields, like like the one?
Face shield was the easiest.
The easiest one. So where do you get the materials from? You get buy it or like?
Initially, we didn't know we would be given the materials. So quite a few of the volunteers were very proactive. They were already calling up their friends who may have a stationery shop or something, to buy the PVC, the plastic sheets as the cover, and then the glue and the sponges and things like that. So we actually managed to get some, but then the hospital actually gave us the material to assemble for them.
How do you get so many people to sew?
Oh, it was amazing. It was like, you know, when you had volunteer and volunteer had friends and family, and it just went beyond people we actually directly know. So there are people who help and we actually don't have direct connection with them. So it went beyond the Kasih Hospice volunteers.
So I must thank Chih Peng for giving my family also the opportunity to sew, because they actually told me that they are fit and healthy and they're sitting at home because of motion control order. They felt so hopeless, and they see news, TV, frontliners needing PPE. So when the moment we could get some cloth to sew, they feel they contributed to this pandemic and there's some meaning in their life, and this is once in a lifetime experience. So actually many of volunteers who come forward also, I think they feel like they want to doing something, because we have a family of 3 generations, grandmother, daughter and granddaughter, helping to sew the PPE, and so touching. So when we share these photos on our Facebook, a lot of people are so touched.
So I have another question. I think it could be for Dr. Siow or for Dr. Goh. With regards to collateral damage in palliative care, so how has it affected Kasih Hospice? Perhaps you want to elaborate, maybe based on the workforce or finance or just everything in general?
You want to talk about finance?
Okay,
Talk about the workforce.
Workforce first.
Well, again, as you know, in early part of the MCO and early part of the pandemic, there was definitely, I will be lying if I say the team was well prepared. We were actually quite fearful and worried and concerned about what we were going to face. But at the same time, the nurses and doctors all are very dedicated. They know they would not stop working, but how are they going to cope? They have there were a lot of pressure and some concern definitely from family members. One of our nurses actually said she was actually thinking, really actively thinking, like, should I move out to rent a place so that she could continue seeing the patient and not bringing back, you know, whatever, putting the family at risk, because she had mother at home, she had children, she has, you know, someone who has asthma and things like that. And then there was also other nurses, other staff who actually had some medical condition. So it was amazing to see the team, how everyone volunteered to cover and try to protect the other person. So I think we did well in terms of the team spirit and how, you know, everyone just so much concern and caring for each other and volunteering to do more for the other person.
The concern is real because community out there, we do not know who have COVID or who do not have, and also their relative. And certain areas that we care for are actually low income, in the marginalized population, including some immigrants. So these are real risks of our healthcare providers, the hospice doctors and nurses, when they visit the patients. So I always admire, despite that, they still go and visit. And the near miss is certainly very concerning, but I never see a time where our doctor, Dr. Vanita, Dr. Munira said, no, we don't want to visit patients when they are in need. But we do also do some modification. We use more virtual clinic approach, calling up telemedicine. Then sometimes they pick up the medicine and equipment, and we get transportation to send the necessary medical equipment. So people are, although a bit difficult under MCO, but our letters, our police are quite understanding, and they allow our doctors and nurses and even family holding our letter to go home to visit their dying parents. So this very touched that we could do that, because we don't want the regret of not visiting our loved ones when they are sick or at the near death, that we can't visit. So our doctors have been very helpful in terms of helping relatives to visit patients. So these are extraordinary things done during this extraordinary, unprecedented event. From financial part, our cost of running, as when you started, you said medical cost is very expensive in our country, even though we have kind of free healthcare in the Ministry of Health, like very cheap, you can get access to outpatient care, inpatient care. But palliative care is very short, and palliative community care is not provided by the Ministry of Health, meaning team or doctor nurses go to see patient at home. So we work closely with our Ministry of Health palliative care team where they refer us a patient, and the community hospice go to the home to provide. And this is very unique because most Malaysians would like to die at home eventually at the end of life. So because of that, we need professional doctors and nurses who are trained in hospice, medicine, equipment, their transportation, and running the other services. It costs us about 1.3 million a year to serve about 800 patients. So at any one time, there are 100 to 120 patients. So with that, certainly when funds stop, not stop, less coming in, not stopping, but there are still people generous in donating, but much less. I'm very worried. We are actually looking at the account. We have Mr. Wong, our treasurer, thinking what to do. We certainly have some reserve, but if it continues to be like that, then it will be difficult. But we are so blessed by when we just express our situation using collateral damage as a keyword, donations start coming in through this head shaving event because of our pledge, and maybe also the directors and the manager and also our staff, Marina, have also have volunteered our hair to be shaved. So we are actually, from, and also our medical nurse husband had the pledge to shave his head. So the whole people see our team so generous, so selfless in doing something very unusual for many people. Hair is so precious, so difficult to be not having hair. So funds started to come in, and we set some very honest, very modest target, and we have achieved that. Because you see, people are very generous. So, but that target is only like 30% of the cost. So we certainly welcome more donation coming in. Even after this head shaving or palliative care event, we hope people will understand there are people out there who are dying, who need very good quality medical care to relieve their pain. They need medicine. And this, as we know, in the future will be more difficult to get funds from maybe from the government or Ministry of Health or even corporate. So we hope individual donors, or if some companies are doing quite okay, will continue to support this good cause of work, that we reach out to community to care for people who are dying.
So before we end this short session, maybe we can get like some short final words from
the pearls of the interview.
Yeah, the pearls of the interview.
I always feel life is short for many, as I'm turning older and retiring this year. When this opportunity comes on our way to do something good, grab it, do it, because you may not have this opportunity to do again. And doing good work doesn't mean anytime you want to be involved in the charity, you will get be invited or be able to involve. So I think grasping important thing, doing it now when you can is very important. So act now, do now, donate now.
How about
resonate along with Dr. Goh's words of wisdom. I always believe, I think giving is not a duty, giving is a privilege in any form. I mean, anyone can help by just maybe forwarding the message. Two of the aims, of course, one is to fundraise, second is rightfully mentioned, that is to raise awareness and general public education on such availability of such service.
So thank you very much for coming today. So thank you very much. I hope you everyone will be able to gain some valuable insights about palliative care in general, and do come forward and support palliative care, especially in Malaysia. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.